This tutorial will show you how to insert and modify an image on a web page within the Morpheus Content Management tool. First, you'll log on to the system and enter the edit mode of the page. To insert a new image, click the Insert Edit Image button in the toolbar. In this image screen, click the small square to the right of the image URL box to access the image manager. If the image you want to use isn't already in the image manager, click the Upload button on the upper left side of the toolbar. Now you can browse within your own computer to find the image file you wish to add to the system. Give the image a file name within the image manager and click Upload. You can upload additional images now if you'd like. However, we're going to click Cancel to return to the image insert process. Once you're back in the image manager, click on that image you just uploaded and it will populate in the image URL box. Next, you'll add an image description. This is actually important information for your users. They will see it if they roll over the image. This description also pops up in the search engine lists. The title box is optional, so I'm going to keep it as the same as the description. Now let's move over to the Appearance tab. Here you will decide how the image will initially look on the screen. First, select the alignment. You can leave it as not set, but it can be much easier to work with an image when you determine whether it's aligned left, right, top, or bottom. I'm going to select Right Justified for this photo. Next, you need to decide if you want some space between your image and the text that surrounds it. You can also put a border around your image. For now, I'm going to leave it without one. Notice that as we've been making changes to this screen, the style box at the bottom has been automatically updating for us. Now click Insert and the image shows up in the Editor tool. After looking at it, I think it's a little big for the page, so I'm going to shrink it a little. Simply click on the image once to activate it and move your cursor to the corner. Your cursor will change to a resizing icon. Now you can click and drag the image to the desired size. It's okay to make small adjustments like this to the image size within the editor. Now we'll click Save to see how it looks on the live page. I think the image is a little too high on the screen, and I'd also like to see what it would look like with a border. So let's go back to the edit mode. The first thing we'll do is move the image. When you move an image in the editor, you have to keep in mind the alignment you defined for it. Remember, this image is right justified within the page, so in order to move it, we need to click and drag over to the beginning of the line that we want it to be adjacent to. The image becomes transparent, and you can see the blinking line cursor behind it. This will show you exactly where you'll be dropping it on the page. There we go. It might take a couple tries to get it exactly where you want it to be. Next, we're going to add that border to the image. We'll click on the image to activate it, click on that Insert Edit Image button, and then go to the Appearance tab. Go down to the border text box and change the number. Then click Update and we'll see the new border within the editor. When we click Save, we can see how it looks in the live page. We've covered the basics on inserting an image. Here are a couple more tips you should know. First, you can set an image to also serve as a hyperlink to another page. Setting this up is just like any hyperlink. You would click on the image to highlight it, then click on the hyperlink to set up the URL. When you do this with an image, the default setting for the hyperlink is to add a colored border around it. However, you may decide you don't like the look of that. To remove it, go into Edit mode, click on the image, then click on the Edit Image button, and go to the Appearance tab so that you can set the border to 0. Now the image is still a hyperlink, but the border has been removed. Another thing to keep in mind when working with images is the file size. If you upload extremely large images, they will be very difficult to work with in the Editor tool. They will also take a long time to load for your users and could potentially crash your site. So resize your images in Photoshop or another image application before you upload them to the image manager. The typical web browser screen is about 800 to 1,000 pixels across. So if you have an image that you expect to take up, say, a quarter of the screen, it would need to be approximately 250 pixels wide. As you can see here, this image is 73 kilobytes, which is a fairly large image for one of these web pages. That's a little information about inserting and working with images in the Morpheus Content Management tool. We hope it was helpful. For more instruction on Morpheus, visit our other tutorial videos.